Okay, so I think the live stream is also started, and I guess most of the people have joined. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for taking out. So I know all of us are busy, so I appreciate your time. So welcome once again. I'll speak a little bit more, but I hope after that you will also join in to contribute towards this discussion. All right. So we have been doing online meditation since September. Sorry, we started in June 2018. So it has evolved in many ways actually, and many of you have participated and you have been involved in one way or another, and if not, I hope you will be involved very soon. So there are a lot of things we do, and I wanted to make you aware of different activities and components which are part of this online meditation. So what do we have here? So a lot of things actually to discuss. I want to tell you about Sahaja Yoga, this open online meditation. How do the seekers progress as part of this? And what is the program structure? How do we structure the team? How are we helping other teams? There are some learnings and best practices that we like to share. What are the possible next steps for us? Some miscellaneous information and some history. All right, so why are we meeting today? So one is, of course, to enable the team members to know the entire landscape so that once you're talking to seekers, you can help them better. Also, that if you know the other components as part of this entire program, you can directly reach out to yogis. Sometimes it happens that if you want to know about program, you have to just go through a couple of yogis. That should not be the case. Everyone should know about all the components of the program, and you can directly approach other yogis. I also want to take this opportunity to seek collaboration with other teams. So there are a lot of other teams doing fantastic job. So we can always collaborate if it is possible and if it is mutually helpful. Also within the team, I want the yogis to directly talking to other team members. They do not have to just go through a couple of us. We always need more yogis help. So if you're new to this, you have not worked with us before, if you like to help us, let us know. Also, we like to do a little bit of more of responsibility sharing, um, so that everyone kind of contributes in an even fashion. Okay, so what is open online meditation? First of all, we're not bound by any geography. Anyone, anywhere can help everyone. So that's a philosophy. That's how we work. It's an inclusive and welcoming initiative. Look, there's a lot of people still joining. So it's an inclusive and welcoming initiative. So which means that any yogis anywhere is welcome to participate. We regularly put out posts in so many forums, WhatsApp, Facebook, saying that if you like to join us, you like to help, you want to help once a month, once in 6 months, once in a year, you want to help in writing, you want to help in leading, you want to help in leading content, all are welcome. Every yogi is welcome to take part in this initiative. Uh, and our goal, as you see in the center, is to establish seekers in Sahaja Yoga. That's a goal through online. Our resources are globally shared. So many teams, they come forward, they need help. Anything and everything we have is there for everyone to use. And finally, it's an experiment in working together. We all not from same collective, different regions. Most of us did not know each other before we started this one. So we're just seeing how it goes. It's still an experiment. We're trying different things and see how it works out. Goals, we try to help seekers complete the journey. We want to improve the reach. We want to cover all the cities with no center. We want to support all the Sahaja initiatives, not just this one, through resources, best practices, financial help, manpower. We want to promote a systematic way of working. So that is something we have to do. We have no choice because we all disperse, so we have to make it organized. So we want to do it in a way that all of you do not spend too much time on public programs. We should all get maximum time for our individual progress. But whatever little time we give for this public program, it should be organized in a way that we get best of the results. Also, a small goal we have is to generate positivity and optimism. Sometimes at a larger level, we may see a lot of pessimism that things are not going right. We hope that we do work in a way that it's very open-ended, fair, so that we all feel positive and optimistic about the state of the Yoga collectivity. All right, so this is an important one, and I guess this is where we can spend time. And also, I think I can take questions, so that's clear to everyone. So important thing is we have this journey. Now this is typical journey. We all know that people have their own path. It is not same for everyone. Some are very quick, some are very slow, like me. So it takes a lot of time, different time for different people. But this is just a typical path to show you the journey. So what you're seeing here is all different events that happen online. So people start off with what we call the main room. Main room is the starting entry point. These are the events which happen on the weekend. It happens on Saturday evening, US time, New York time, and it also happens Sunday morning, New York time. So we have these two events to cover all the time zones throughout the world. Now, typically people spend about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and once they complete two classes in this duration of 3 weeks, we promote them to a separate event. We call it side room. So main room is have self-realization, balancing, and a little bit of socialization. So this is what we do the first two classes. Then they move to side room. It's the same Zoom link, but it's a breakout room. This is where they spend a lot of time. This is the time where we try to help them establish the habit of meditation at home. So this is where a lot of those activities happen. We do foot soaking, a lot of speeches, chakra wise coverage, a lot of themes happen, themes, music and meditation or stress management. So it's a lot of things that happen, but basically we want them to settle down and meditate at home. So this is side room. Once they are regular in this habit, then they move to what we call the intermediate level. That's a separate level where we go a little bit deeper. In this level, we also have workshops. Those workshops are something which happen for longer duration. So those of you from North America, at least I know about that geography. We often call over the seekers to our home like for 2 hours, 3 hours. We have potluck, foot soaking, then we talk, then we meditate, we exchange vibrations. So something very similar happens over here in the workshop. So people who are regular in side room, we get them over to the workshop, and if they stay the entire duration of that workshop. So workshop is also sort of a test for us. If people seekers are hanging around for 3 hours, 4 hours, these are very long meetings we have. Then we know that they're ready for the next level. So these folks are then promoted to the intermediate level. So intermediate level is one level higher than side room. We'll talk a little bit more about deities. We'll talk about mantras. Of course, all the treatments that get covered as part of this level. Again, approximate duration is 3 months. Then the next level that happens is that now we take them to integrated. For this level, we are ready to introduce them to all the deities. This is something which has just started recently. Now, all these levels happen parallelly at the same time. So main room and side room, intermittent workshop and integrate. So we have three classes running at the same time for the people who are at different levels. So at integrated level that we just started, we do introduce all the deities, and we have yogis from all the different religious backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, so we can show them the diversity of Sahaja Yoga and the oneness among us. And that is important because we also talk about Sahaja Yoga as tree of life and oneness among all the deities, Shri Ganesha, Lord Jesus Christ. So we have to show that oneness among us, and then we show the oneness among all the deities and the cultures and religions of the world. So that's the integrated level we have. After that, it's all proposed. We still not there yet. If the seekers stay back, we'll try to have this one. So it's a vibration workshop. It is similar to what we call the Sahaj roots, Nimal roots, what yogis do. This is something we'll try to do this. This is to build their vibratory awareness, use the vibration in their daily life. After that, if by Shrimataji Grace they're still there, we may introduce them to Havan and Puja. So that's just a desire. Let's see how far this goes. We're still at integrated, still in learning phases. Now, the first three levels are continuous. Our main room, side room, intermittent workshop, they're ongoing. They never stop. So it is not a 3 weeks, 7 weeks course. Every Sunday this goes on. It never stops. The levels beyond it actually it will be batch based, depending on when we have the seekers ready for this level. So this may be 2 or 3 batches. We'll see how it goes. All right, so now these are the sessions that we have. They're continuous. Now, apart from that, we also have external sessions, theme-based sessions, okay? Or it can be external people who are doing the sessions. For example, Sri Lanka was they did some sessions, some couple of introductory sessions, 4 or 5 weeks, but after that they did not have the capacity to continue them. So that what they said is, okay, we can introduce them to your global online meditation, and they can continue the rest of the journey over there. Also, we had did a workshop extensively. So a lot of people from India, the seekers, they join, or even from other locations. So all these are actually different external programs, but once they kind of they terminate, they redirect the seekers to this what we have the main trunk here, which will help them take to the entire journey. Now we have two sessions actually, as I said, North America online and Asia Pacific online. North America is for, as I said, North America and all the way to Southeast Asia. APAC is more for Far East, Australia, but also still over there we get maximum participation from North America. So these are two sessions we have. North America online is the biggest session, started earlier. We have more people, seekers as well as yogi, who are participating in this one. So this one is a little bit ahead compared to Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific, we have only till workshop level. We don't even have intermediate level as of now. But North America has more population, so this will go all the way till the end. There's some more sessions that happen. We have midweek sessions that going on. We have midweek sessions because once a week is not enough. So we want to stay engaged with the seekers. So we have a session on Tuesday, that's for UK and Europe. Then we have a session on Wednesday and Thursday, that's for North America. North America has two sessions. One is for the spontaneous meditation. So all this midweek spontaneous meditation, there is no particular format as such, just whatever the lead feels like based on the vibrations and state of the group, they do it accordingly. So this is for all the levels, you're from main room, whether you're at vibration workshop, this is common session for everyone, and there is no particular format. We just give the freedom to the lead, and based on vibrations, whatever they feel like, they do it. So we had the Wednesday spontaneous meditation for North America, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. We also have Thursday foot soak meditation. That's again for North America. What we also have along this entire journey is what we call the virtual ashram mentoring. So this is something we absorbed from two groups. Virtual ashram is something started by New York team. We collected from there. Mentoring is started by the India-based team. So we collected that concept from there and we kind of combined it. So this is for the people who like to have personal guidance, small group meditation. So this is something that goes on. So right from about Stide room, we start offering this facility. We also have pre-virtual ashram. This is something we just started. For some people who are fairly keen, we start a little bit of early coaching and early guidance for them. So these are all the things that go on in parallel throughout the entire journey. Now we start offering photograph to the seekers based on this readiness, eagerness, feedback, and how often they have been attending the sessions. So this is something that happens from side room level, and then it goes, because we are integrated so far, we keep on offering, we check their readiness and we offer them photograph. There's one more session we have. We call it the free community non-meditation sessions. So this is not related to meditation as such. There'll be small component of meditation, but this is where we start talking other things. So if you've been to Kanajori, other places, we have those arts classes, other things. It's not about meditation, but it's about getting us together. That is something we try to do with the seekers as well. So starting this Saturday, we have foreign language classes. So we're going to have 50 minutes of free Mandarin classes, Hindi classes, Japanese classes. The first 50 minutes we're going to talking about greetings, cultures, festivals, and some meditation terminology in native language in meditation. And then last 10 minutes of guided meditation. And so the purpose is to get together, and last 10 minutes we just give them appetite of what meditation is, and then we call them next day that, hey, tomorrow you can join us. We have the meditation on the same link, same time. So if you like, you can continue this meditation journey with us. So this is all the events, and this is how we put everything together in this seeker's journey. Anything and everything we do is has just one goal, and that is to help seekers to establish in Sage Yoga, take them closer to Shimataji, and establish this habit of meditation in them. So this is the journey we have, and all the program, team structures, everything is just to support this particular journey. If you like, you can take questions, please. I like to take questions. A lot of people here.
Can I ask a question about the photos?
Yes, please.
Um, which photo do you send, and do they get a physical photo, or is it just a virtual photo on their phone, or, on WhatsApp?
We offer both. We when we Ritu Bhabi is sending email, we offer to send them a physical framed photograph, and so that is how we started. We mail them framed photograph with the altar, the table, and the decoration. Some of them they find it too generous, so they just ask us to send a digital version, and what they say is that we'll print out and we'll establish the frame photograph. So that's second. Some of them they ask for just for digital version of it, and they have set up a digital altar actually. They've done that. And then there's some yoga seekers like Cynthia from Dublin. She just attended a second class, and she said that she likes to keep Shimata's photograph on her laptop. It is helping her meditate better. So we also offer that. So we give all the offers. We prefer to give a framed photograph to them. But if they are not comfortable with that or just want to start off with digital, we give that one as well. Any other questions for the seeker journey? Some
I
people
think
have.
she also asked which photo we sent. So we sent
Which photo?
the, yeah,
Yeah,
the red sari with the blue and pink background.
right. I think the one that's most popular in US. I think that's the one we send out. Yep, that's the one. And I think that is a good photograph. There was some research done, I think, back in 2010 or something when the Sahaj meditation these things started, and they found out which one did the seekers kind of most like to respond to. So I think that was that same photograph that we're using.
Is it possible you can share that photo on screen now, or no? If you have a
Yeah,
digital copy with you,
Ritu Bhabi, do you have that photo with you?
just would like to know the photo. Yeah.
Yeah, Ritu, Ritu Bhabi, you there?
If you see like Tingley's icon in the participants, then you will see that.
Okay. All right. So if you see this one actually, if you see my icon,
Yeah,
Sahaj
you're right.
Yoga, yeah, my icon, Sahaj Yoga host.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one we sent.
The red sari with the blue background. Okay,
Yes,
understood now.
yes,
All right.
yes.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. This is what we have. Now let's see what has happened is let's understand these numbers also. So we love the spiritual science as well as data science. Both parts are dear to us. So how does it work out actually? So we have approximately we have access to 400,000 people through the Meetup network, the Eventbrite, the Facebook that we have. On an annual basis, we get approximately 20,000 people who are signing up. About 5,000, so 1 in 4 people they join. 5,000 those they actually join the class. You can say roughly about 3,500 complete the session. We have a lot of dropouts in online. So roughly about 80%, 70% they stay and complete the self-realization, balancing, share the emails. Then out of the 3,500, about 300 have they move to the side room, which means they attend more than 2 classes. About 50 of them they are intermediate level. Then about 30 of them they accept photograph and 30 of them are in integrated. So that's just an analyzed basis approximately what's the flow we are having. Um, also very small number here. Three of them had instant recognition. That's how small the number of real seekers are. They just saw the photograph of Shimati, says, this is it. This is what I was looking for in my entire life. So the three of those people like that. One of them is Cynthia from Dublin. In the second class, he said, I want to photograph Shimataji. We had Diana from Memphis. Diana said that this is what I was looking for in my life. This is the group I want to belong to. She has a photograph, framed photograph in a place. And then we have one Cynthia. Cynthia in the second class, he says, this is what I wanted. Okay, so this is true number of seekers, just to get idea of how small the true number of seekers are. Now, how many people are showing up in local center? We do not have that idea. This is also something we like to measure. Of course, we have pandemic time in most of the places, but I hope in future we'll start seeing a lot of these people turning up to the local centers and the local classes. All right, who are these people? Just to give a flavor of where these people are: Adel, Kansas, USA, Dublin, New York, Memphis, Kansas, Baltimore, Canada, Phoenix, Melbourne, Netherlands, Hamburg, Wisconsin, New Mexico in Albuquerque, Dr. Mina, Nelia, New Hampshire, Toronto, Phoenix, Berlin, Deltona, Priscilla, and actually to Hartford, Toronto, Nagpur, one India as well, Louisiana and San Diego. Another 28 people. I said 30 because we started the side room only about like 8 months, 10 months back. So if we continue, maybe we'll have some more people having photographs. Six of these people are in places with no Sahaja Yoga Center. So you have places like Memphis, Louisville, Kentucky, Salem, New Hampshire. A lot of these places do not have Sahaja Yoga centers actually. So it's good to be able to help those people where they have no centers. All right, let's look at the program. So this is the outcome. So always we should look at the good part first. We know what the outcome was. So let's see how the program gets structured. I want to share some numbers here. 28 people have established photograph. Virtual ashram mentorship is about 75 people are in that. Side room 280, that is old number, not 300. Intermediate level is 30 so far. Integrated is 24, 21 so far. Based on like intermediate started just like 2 months back actually. Total meetup groups, we have 200. So this is the network that drives this initiative. We have 250 meetups in the network covering more than 100 cities with a total of more than 400,000 members. We also have other network other than meetup. So we get 120 signups coming from there. Probably I'll just mute everyone for the time being. You can always unmute yourself if you like to. Okay. We get 120 signups coming from other channels other than meetup. Every week, 100 people get self-realization. And the midweek is sort of a follow-up. We get about 35 people joining the midweek sessions. We have two side rooms, Asia Pacific and North America. We have typically 50 participants. Intermediate, we have like 21 people eligible, but about 15 people join. Some more metrics. Facebook, we have 13,000 members in the group. We have 11,000 emails with us. Monthly growth rate. Facebook was growing at 2,500 per month, slowed down a little bit. I guess more about 1,000 per month. We collect 1,000 new emails per month, and the attendance rate is going up by 4 every month in North America online. Our Asia Pacific is sort of static because the population's base is smaller and we're not paid as much attention. We use Google Analytics. I was just seeing how many cities we are covered in. So we have signed up from 1,835 cities across the world. 100 yogis are involved, another one way or another. We do things based on teams. So we have 23 teams, and approximately 3 yogis are getting attached or helping into this initiative every month. Any questions about the metrics? So how do we organize the events? We have a lot of events. So we have this terminology. We call it the meditation leads. So we have separated the role from a lead to a host. A host is the one who does the screen sharing, maintains the flow, plays a video, does the security management. Um, so that is a host role. The lead is supposed to be do nothing, hands free, just come and meditate, speak and meditate. So that is all they're supposed to do. So we make it extremely easy so that they can be completely focused on the leading part. And this is important because there are many important aspects, the announcements, collecting data. If you have the same person doing, the meditation lead gets thoughtless and forgets to do the announcement, tell about the next classes, collect emails. So that's a problem we have. So, okay, you just meditate, don't think about these things. We have the host to take care of these things. So host is also an emergency backup if there's some technical issues on the lead side. So host does everything. It's a very important layer that we have in this program structure. The meditation lead comes only once in a month, once in 2 months, but the host is there every week. So they have the full continuity, they know the people, they know the flow, and they make sure that the program happens correctly. The lead is just supposed to come, sit and meditate and go away. So these are two important layers. And then we have promotion continuity. Apart the promotion goes on at every level. Of course, initial level, I told you a lot of promotion we do, but at higher level, of course, we do not promote, but we kind of reach back to the old seekers, call them back. We have a program support team. So we have this sometimes big events, at least at the beginner level. So we have a team which works in the background. So while the program is going on, we have the WhatsApp call, we're talking to each other, we are doing the security monitoring, we're moving the people from the main level to the side room level, we are responding to queries. So we are kind of, sometimes spammers come, we have to block them, remove them. So this is a team which goes on, invisible team, like Akshita is here, she's part of that. we kind of keep analyzing. We see, we look at the data of the seekers, and we see when did the last come back. So a lot of analysis that keeps on happening in background. So this is a program support team that works in parallel with the event, but they work in the background. So they are there in the Zoom, but they're not interacting. They're just watching this entire thing and they're supporting the program. Then we have the people engagement team. So these are the people who show up after the event. They collect the data, they write to the people, get the feedback, and address their queries if you cannot address during the session. So typically, this is how a event is structured for us. Any questions about this event organization?
So two questions, Vikram. This is Swapnil.
Mm-hmm.
Yashwataji. So the first one, in a previous slide, you said you have a registration for side group, you call it, right?
Right.
So what is, if you want to a little bit share how you ask them to register and do it, or it's like a breakout room?
It's a breakout room, but once they join the side room, we add them to a Google group called Side Room Group. So we register themselves. They sort you get enrolled over there, and then every week you start getting invite for that.
Okay. And now another question is participants coming from different funnel, Meetup, Facebook, and so on. So
Mhm.
what is your best way to collect their contact information?
We have Facebook group. Anyone who joins our Facebook group has to share his email ID. Anyone who joins our Zoom meetings. So Meetup, we do not have any way to collect, but if you join the Zoom meetings that we have over there, we announce and ask for email ID. We have best practice and whole technique around how do you maximize the number of emails you're collecting. We also go to the Zoom report. Oftentimes people forget to give email ID. So we go to the Zoom reports. 30% of the participants have a Zoom account. So we'll get the email ID from there. And of course, if you register on Eventbrite, we get your email ID from there.
Yeah, Meetup also give you email. Yeah, thanks.
Right. No, Meetup does not give a way to give email. We can enforce it actually. We can, when people join Meetup, we can ask them to share email ID. We can make it compulsory. But what we find is the problem, it makes their information publicly visible and some people may not join. So we do not force it at that level. We let them all join Meetup, but once they join the Zoom meeting, and then we ask them to do it. So see that's what to collect email. We have worked another way out. So our Facebook group is pretty popular. It has a lot of content. It has 14,000 members. So we send regular emails out. Hey, we have this Facebook group. Please join. But if you join Facebook group, that's where we ask for email ID. So that's a tool for us, to get extract email. I mean, it was a great thing to group to join. And of course, not everyone gives email, and that's fine. At least some part of that, at least 1/3 of people who join Facebook group, again, they share email ID with us.
Yeah, thanks, Vikram. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, a lot of different characteristics, just for you to know how it works, because this is what actually drives the way we do the things. So first thing is, and the most important one is that we are volume oriented. As you said, we have a lot of meetups and everything. Uh, Now, the volume actually has a huge impact on how we operate. Sorry. So what it does, see, none of these things were really planned. Okay, we had a network, and then people were joining. So what once people start joining, that kind of creates a force upon you. There's a force to move things ahead. Okay, people are joining regularly. They come back because at least 2%, 3% will be good seekers, and they keep coming back and they ask for more. They ask for more help. They ask for mentor. So that really pushes the entire program for us. So everything, all the for the seeker's journey we had, the way we do the things, everything is driven really by volume. So volume makes actually huge difference. And I believe if you do not have enough volume, that kind of really distorts, the way we do the program. You get stuck to a sticker. You want to really dilute the things because you do not want to lose the people. So that kind of makes a huge difference on everything that we do. So for example, we offer photographs. Sometimes we may do it even as early as 1 month. Okay, of course we do it very diplomatically and based on the data that we have, but we understand the risk that sometimes they may not like it, they may drop out. Okay, and it has happened a couple of people, but again, because we do so much social bonding, they kind of stay back with us in spite of us that they do not like being offered a photo of what they call a human being, because they respect only certain religion that they belong to. But we are okay with that risk, because even if one person drops out, that's fine, because we got another 100 people coming next week to take the self-realization. So we are okay with that risk. We take a little bit of calculated risk because we have that volume with us. Okay. Not that we are kind of brash or egoistical about it, but we kind of, it kind of helps us take those decisions, and knowing that that our goal is to help them complete their journey. Okay, and the journey is really not complete if you're not established photograph, you're not progressing through, you're just kind of relaxing. That's okay, we allow you stay, you can relax, but we will introduce the next steps to you. So volume is quite important aspect for us. So there's volume in seekers, there's volume in yogis, and that kind of helps everything. There's volume in yogis, so we can specialize, we can take time off. We need not be kind of really crushed with the time frame that we have. The number of events. So that volume is the most important aspect that we have here. It's a continuous journey. So it's not 7 weeks, 3 weeks. It goes on and on. There's never a break, never breaks for puja. Since we started in September 2018, we never had any break so far. It's an adaptive system. We know that seekers have their own pace. Some are quick. Some ask for photograph Shimataji in 2 weeks. Some I know they'll not ask in 20 years. So we all have different paces. So we allow them to grow at their own pace. So people at side room, we take them to intermediate, but sometimes we find they're not comfortable. They're not comfortable mantras. It's okay. You can drop back. Stay in side room as long as you want. We don't care. So you can stay as long as you want, and so we have that adaptive system. Now, because seekers have different pace, so we also have the virtual ashram mentoring. So what happens is, because we go at a kind of defined pattern how it kind of growth path is, but certain seekers are ready for it. They want to move it now. They want to know it now. Tell me who Shimataji is. I want to have photograph. I want to have puja. I want to do everything. So that we cannot do in a large group. So we have this mentoring. So that is where we kind of understand them. We understand their pace and we move them ahead. Okay, I think you're too quick for it. You go to the next level. So we have this adaptive system where we kind of accommodate everyone. It's not only for secular folks. It's not just for traditional folks. It's for everyone. So we adapt to all the people. We adapt to the yogis. We adapt to all the cultures we have. It's non-affiliated. We do not take any funding from any trust council. We don't have much of expenditure also. Actually, we don't need much money, but we try to be non-affiliated. It kind of keeps things easy for us. It's a sustainable initiative. For any event we have 3 times more yogis than we actually need. Okay, so we have typically at least 5-member team to run an event. We could run with 2 people also, but we always try to have over buffer, so that we have, because we always seen that people drop out, things happen, get busy. So you try to make it sustainable initiative, and that is reflected in every choice we make. So the social media we choose, Meetup, is very sustainable. Facebook, Instagram, you have to go every day, you have to see likes, reach, engagement. We don't do that. So Meetup network that has been established, I have not looked at Meetup for last 1 year. It's been just going by itself. I don't look at it. So that social media choice is sustainable. The way we do the events are sustainable. The way we call the yogis are coming only once in 2 months, once in a month, except for the host. That's a very small layer. Everyone is coming on a regular, in a very sustainable fashion. And that is something actually when we learned when we started the session. There's so many, initiatives that started. Cool Check. There was Sahaja on, not this current Sahaja online. There's another one started in 2013. That started with the great gusto, but that kind of fizzled out because they're doing program every day. So we try to make sure all our choices are sustainable, something that I can sustain for years and years, and something that never stops. We make it systematic, so it's easy because we have so many people, so many components. It's a little bit easier if you make it systematic. We have specialization in the team. Not everyone is standing comfortable standing in front of the mic or having the cameras on. Some people love to write emails. Some people love to write automation, like my sister. I put her in hosting, leading. She just flopped. Okay, so I said, okay, you need to do something else. Now she loves doing automation. She loves to write code. So we all specialize based on the what things you like to do. We have teams. Every task, any kind of task we have, we put up a team around it, so it's easier. We have backup, and each team has its own chemistry and they work together. We are driven by metrics. We have no particular affiliation to any approach. We just try out different things. Whatever works, we sustain with that. Okay, so we're not driven by promotion, apps, data, content, website. We try it out. Whatever helps in getting back more seekers, that is what we go for. Is experimental and evolving. We keep trying, asking for new ideas. We keep trying new ideas. The way we have been working has completely changed compared to like 2 years back, how we were. Initially, we were theme based. We would do candling, stress management, Now we would do one-to-one, we would do vibration exchange right in the first meeting, So we tried a lot of things actually. We tried quizzes, So we have been growing. We continuously keep figuring out the new ways to improve, and improvement is measured based on the metrics. We are long term and we are slow. We have been going. We take a lot of time. So yogis typically onboarding takes like 2 months to 6 months. We just invite you. We want you to have a look. We plan initiative like 2 or 3 months in advance. The next New Year's ad have already been put out. So we take a lot of time, because what is seen is yogis need time. If you want to do promotion, getting the word out, that takes time. So we go a little bit of slow pace, but we take a long term view. We reuse everything. Okay, we do not try to create something which is already there. So all the document flyers we get it from the us.sahajoga.org or any other place. So we reuse. We use freemeditation.com. We don't want to create our own website. Something is already there, use it. Okay, so we believe in reuse. Again, to keep things sustainable, we don't have to reuse. And we have no intention to do any branding. Use whatever we have to help seekers complete the journey. We are a common and anonymous group. We have no name. No, and all the events you see are fairly common. There is nothing special about them. There are no distinct yogis, distinct musicians. It's the same format we continue every time around. And lastly, we are a very social group. We are social among each other, and we're social with the seekers as well. We add them to our Facebook friends. We call them over. We tell the very personal experiences. We share our stories in the sessions. All our sessions are completely interactive. It's like talking to each other in person. We tell our stories. We tell about how we improved. We also tell how we've fallen down and how we came back from that. So it's a very social thing. We have 1 hour of meditation. In the last 15 minutes, we have socialization, and that's like a center. If you go to Sahaja Yoga Center, there's some people who join early, start talking to them, and then when you wind up the session, there's some people still hanging around, they're talking to you. So we do it in the same format. We talk to them, we tell our stories, we talk to them where they're from, what their professions are, what their hobbies are. So we have a very social group. So the whole philosophy is very social. Also, like we have this session coming up tomorrow. It's the learn foreign languages and a little bit of meditation. That's again an experiment in socialization with the seekers. And lastly, we're integrative. We put everything together. I'll tell more about this one. I'll not read through this one. I'll send the slide and you can do that. Now, the important part is we being an integrative initiative. How do we integrate? We use everything which is out there. Free Meditation TV, musicians, they come and present on our sessions. We have Sahaj research, which was done by Sahaj Meditation, I think that thing in 2010. We use the elements of that. You're a good speaker, you have some communication skills, we'll use that. We'll hold community sessions for you. You have some old emails, people who are no longer responding, kind of no longer active, give us those emails. We'll add them to a Google group. So we got like 1400 emails from San Diego. People not joining anymore, but we have that data bank. So we use that, we add them to Google groups. Meted, now that online is coming up, we heard about this initiative where people can get instant self-realization, instant guidance. We'll incorporate that also. Any yogis who are not involved anywhere, they're just kind of free and available, unattached yogis, will use them. We Meditate app will use it. You're good in arts and poetry, we'll use that also. Anything and everything you do will be integrated. We use them in a Facebook group, we use them in events. So every skill that we have out there will be integrated for a single goal to help seekers complete the journey. Any questions about this one? Team structure, some of the guiding principles: we don't own seekers, we don't own a place, we don't belong to a place. Whatever we have is there for everyone to use. So like there was Meditate America, we gave them on meetups. We had Sahaja Yoga USA team, they're doing their big events. We put them in Facebook group. We add them to some of the meetups, large meetups we have. We give them access to Google groups, and you say, okay, go ahead and write email. So like, for example, UNESCO Zore in DC area, she does a lot of her events. She wanted help. I read her to one of the group and she says, okay, go ahead and use it. Do it sparingly, not every day, but like once in a month, because people don't like too many emails. But here's the resource, use it for your thing. And lastly, all yogis are welcome to participate in any way you like. Now, I spoke about teams, so we are a big team actually, but it's kind of this virtually zero overhead, for us. We have never met actually. This is the first time actually where we actually getting together and meet. So last 2.5 years, we had only one meeting. when we started the side room actually. So that is like close like 10 months back. So the way it works is that we have multiple teams. So the only thing that is common across the team is Zoom link. So the Zoom link 9181716151, the one we joined. So that's the same link we use for a community sessions, for midweek sessions, for the weekend sessions. So that link is common. We have what we call the seekers database. It's a Google sheet. We have think like 3 or 4,000 people over there. So that is common. So anytime you seeker joins, you add them to this particular database we have. Also, we maintain a lot of data about the seekers over there. So that is maintained over there. And lastly, we have some best practices that we disseminate and we keep it common across different teams. So once we do that, what happens is seekers move across different meetings. So they join the midweeks or weekend sessions, and then they will join. I don't know. We have Americans joining the UK sessions, the UK people joining the Asia Pacific sessions, because people have all odd times in these days. And I do not know how they work, but they're all available for different sessions. So they move across different sessions. All we do is we go to a Zoom account and we pull out the report and we get an idea of who is attending what sessions, and we use that data to reaching out to those people offering photographs. But the teams themselves, they are independent. Okay, so they all work independently, and then things just work out because seekers just move across different events. We pull out reports and then we kind of reach out to them based on the data. We are a little bit biased towards North America because we have more yogis and seekers coming from that region. Seekers get a lot of options because links are the same. Link never changes. So we have one constant link, which has been usage for last 1 year, not 1 year, like 6 or 7 months back. But now going forward, we hope to keep it constant. And it's all decentralized, so there's no coordination needed. Now the beauty of this decentralization that each team builds its own chemistry. So like for example, Wednesday North America team. They're like 8 members. They kind of figure out their own roster, their own way of working. So nobody has to kind of tell them anything. They just work out. So and it's a very Sahaj way. All things working independently, independent organs, but they all work together as well. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. A lot of teams here. I don't have to tell the name. The side room teams. So we make a WhatsApp group. For each of the team here. North America Online is the biggest group. That's where people who discuss and take part of a decision or give new ideas. That is where we have pre-virtual ashram team, people engagement team, promotion team, email team, universal seekers, a new course we started, automation, and the latest one we're starting is data analytics. We're just trying to analyze data. We try to see how to make seekers come back. We also support Spanish Online. We are given a meetup network to them. So it's funded by the North America team and they use it. We help them set up, but after that, they're doing it by themselves. We have no role in that. Mideast Online, we give a meetup network. They use it. They run independently. Mandarin Online run by Malaysia team sometimes. So we have a lot of meetups in China, Southeast Asia. So they use that network. Also have some miscellaneous team doing YouTube subtitling, Pinterest, Instagram, just to have token presence. Actually, we're not that great over there, but one important thing we try to do is, we do not have good videos. We have good videos. We do not have good subtitles. So if you see the self-realization video on YouTube, that's pretty poor actually, because it does the auto-generated subtitles, which are something very long. When Shrimati says Sahaj Yoga, it calls it Raj Yoga. So we started our own subtitling. So we have a couple of videos we have subtitled. So those are the most common videos, and we use them actually. And we share with other Sahaj Yogis also, because that is something you need all the time. Okay, just to give an idea of how a team structure is, and I also try to compare with another large collective in US, and they had a 3 weeks course, to just to see how we are, and that's based on some of the choices we made. So promotion, we have at the most 2 people actually with us at the most. Normally we have 1 people, or sometimes we didn't have any promotion for like 3 or 6 months, because once you get this thing ongoing, there's no need for promotion. It promotes itself. The Facebook people come and join us because we're a large group. Meetup just kind of sends email out, people join us. So there's really not much of promotion because we have been focused on improving the program. So at the most we have 2 people working in it. This another collective, they did 3 weeks course, and because promotion takes a lot of effort, they had to put 12 people, a lot of content preparation. For us, because once we prepared, we can reuse that same content. Not so much effort is put, at the most 1 person. Q&A and tech. Because we have more events, so we have more people. We have 9 people approximately who are doing the host role, very important role. It's a technical role, communication role. So we have 9 people here. They had 4. We have about 60 meditation leads available for the roster for all the events that we have. I'm not sure about this team, but I know this collective has 100 yogis in them. Follow-up is something important for us. We have as of now 11 people. Now the follow-up is happens in a different way for us. We do not have a kind of a dedicated follow-up team, although we should have. We're trying to get it. So what we have the whole, because we are very interactive session. So during session itself, we get a lot of feedback. We talk to people a lot, and some people stay back for socialization. So a lot of follow-up happened during the call itself. Then we send an email right after that one. We send some custom emails also. So based on the data that you gave as part of the poll, as part of the feedback, as part of socialization, we use that to kind of send them custom emails. So that is what we do. And of course, we have side room and all of that. They're all follow programs. But again, yeah, we're a little bit short on that. We're not that great in follow up. And the reason is that the volumes are overwhelming for us. You know, we got like 100 people joining every week. We get so many emails. We get emails from TV stations, from bloggers. They're writing us for interviews. We get feedback on the meetups. We are inundated actually. So we're not able to cope up with the volume. So we are not quite good over there actually. So this team is doing pretty well in terms of follow-up. Now we also have the backend. So backend part is extremely important. So we see the programs, but we have to realize that a lot of people work in the background. So they're not working related to the event, but they're doing other things. They're writing emails, they're collecting emails. So for example, we have one lady, Shuchi in Pune. She's just simply collecting all the side room data. She's uploading in the thing. She's collecting the chat feedback, so she's a very specialized role. Or Nilesh Matkari, he has only one role. Thrice a week, he puts up the content on Facebook. He does that. So we have a lot of people doing the specialized job. So 17 people, but still kind of feels inadequate occasionally. I'm not sure about this team, how many back-end activities they do. Any questions about the team composition? Okay. So if you see the largest chunk is a meditation lead, but they're coming only once a month, once in 6 months, or sorry, once in 2 months, and they actually there's some who come in once in 6 months as well. Okay, supporting other initiatives. We also like to support everyone out there. As I said, we are a common good for all the Sahaj initiatives. We have sponsored the meetup for Kazakhstan, Albania, Kenya, Serbia, Croatia, Ghana, Nigeria, Tanzania, Portugal, Ukraine, Petersburg, Malaysia, Vietnam. These are all funded by North America team. Our Facebook, our emails, meetups, they're shared with Sahaj Yoga USA team, Meditate America, Kuwait, Australia, Amsterdam, Seattle. They're all Hindi sessions, Nirmal Art Salon, Enduran, that's UNESCO. Cincinnati, Malaysia, all the musical brands, they're using our channel that we have. It's open for everyone. Others, we're also doing some other support. We share best practices with everyone. Malaysia, Thailand, we had a session with them when they started online. We told them how online works. We give them tips. Facebook spending support. We have been collected some about $200. We use it for Indonesia promotion, Thailand support, promotion, Spanish promotion. Some of these developing countries work in a different way. They don't need meetup. They need actually hard cash to be spent on Facebook. So that's what we do for them. We have our 500 user license that we share with everyone. So if you're doing a large program, you're welcome to use a license, provided we have no conflict. So Arabic Online, they use it. We have the large programs in India, so they use a Zoom license. We share with them. A lot of teams like we meditate Puerto Rico. If you're doing a program, we share a Facebook page. You can directly stream to our page and group so that it reaches to more audience. We also oftentimes we also support the yogi programs. Not too often. We only do newcomers program, but we supported Australia Fires program. We did 3 sessions for the COVID. There's the Italy team, they did Havan at the time last year when this COVID started. So we streamed that one. So we help any way we can the other yogis, other collectives, other countries. And some of them are really they feel great that somebody is thinking about them. Like Kazakhstan, no help from anyone. They have meetup, and then they said a couple of people are showing up. Albania, a couple of people are showing up based on the meetup that they have. Malaysia, they're using it. Vietnam, they're also telling that people are showing up to the centers based on this meetup that have been set up for them. And the meetup are a kind of a shared group, so the local programs are managed by the local teams. And so we kind of set up a good meetup for them. We share best practices, set up nice event. But after that, we said, okay, now here, you run with it. You run your content, your events, you want to cancel, update, because we have no idea how the local programs are happening. So they manage the local programs, and we manage the local events. And we have like close to like 8 meetups in Melbourne. Okay, and we run our global programs over there online. Okay, so that's how we can work together. Any questions about supporting Sahaja globally? There's a nice, synergy we work between with all the teams. The local seekers, they go there, and and global. Like once again, if people join some online, we tell them, hey, here are the local classes. Go and join over there. All right. Now, how can we collaborate? So I spoke about one of the intention is to seek collaboration with different teams here. So I'll give you an example that there was a Sri Lanka team and they did their sessions, but after that they're not able to cope up, to kind of continue sessions. So what they did was they said, okay, now you can continue your journey with Global Online. So, you can share yours. We can give a Zoom link to them if you like. You know, we can share seekers list. We can share best practices. We can also do that. So that's another possibility. So, for example, if you as a group, you want to say that, we want to do a session which is aligned to your session. So you can start another slot. You can pick up, for example, Saturday evening, Sunday evening. We don't have any event on that time. Okay. So we'll give a link to you. We'll give a best practice to you, and then you can run your program at that time. But then you share all the events we have with the seeker so that they can join any sessions. They can join the Sunday morning session, they can join the midweek sessions. So we can kind of spawn multiple programs who are on the same link and they follow the same best practice, and seekers can move around freely, wherever they like. So that's a shared kind of model we have. Also, you can do initial levels, you can see here, or you can then after initial levels, you can redirect your seekers to side room, intermediate, integrated, workshop, vibration workshop, so anywhere you like. So that's another way to collaborate. Another is we can help you out, so if you have any special events, we can help you with that. We can share best practices with you, with your team, with your group, with your collectives. We can help you with the tours. We have a lot of data. For example, we have like meetup in Corpus Christi, Texas. It's a big city, but no center over there. So some lady, Hannah, was coming back. She's originally from Corpus Christi. She said, I want to do some public program. They said, okay, here, take my meetup. Or we have a lot of emails. So we have a lot of emails, for example, from Dublin, Ireland. We get a lot of sign from Dublin. So we, as of now, we got like 100 emails from there. By the end of the year, we'll have 1,000 emails. So if you want to do a tour into those places, you want to tour Memphis, for example. We have meetup in Memphis. We have a lot of seekers in Memphis. So we'll give you the email list. You go ahead and do your publicity and tell them, hey, we are coming there. We'd like to see you. Come over into this place. So we can support your tours. We have any special events, we can help you with that. Not regular events, because we also kind of very small team, cannot help you so much, but we can help you special events. So for example, like places like Melbourne, we have like close to like 8 meetups in Melbourne. We close to like I guess about 50,000 seekers they have access to. So if you're holding a large program in Melbourne, Australia, we can help you with that. We can help you with the hosting services. So we have hosts who are pretty proficient in doing the hosting the online services. So we have the hosts who are like 2 or 3 level of internet backups, so that there's never a disconnection. They know how to run the programs, do polling, feedback collection, select the right speech, how to structure the event. So we can help you with that. Also, if in a place like, for example, you're in Sacramento, okay, Karuna is in Sacramento, California, and you have only one seeker or a couple of seekers, and you're kind of mentoring them, but you want some help, some more yogis to kind of mentor those seekers, so we can help you with that. So we have this, elaborate virtual ashram scheme, mentoring scheme, so we can mentor along with you. We'll help you in kind of mentoring the seekers that you have locally. So all these possibilities are there. Not everything has been tried out, but a couple of things have been tried. Some people, they collaborate with us. After the initial level, they hand over the seekers to this program. Or for example, Minneapolis, they said, they had local events going on in their library before the pandemic time, and then library said, we're closing for 6 months. So what do you do with the seekers? Okay, here you come and join this online. And after this kind of library opens, you can join back. So there are different ways we can collaborate. Collaboration is effort intensive. It's not necessary that we have to force fit. Sometimes when I start talking about collaboration, people thought I was talking merger and acquisition. That's not really the case. We do it if we think it helps each other or it helps seekers. At present, we're collaborating only with the Australia social media team. They help us in promoting the events that we have. Thank you, Australia team, for helping us out. We like to return the favor any way we can. But from other teams, we are not getting a collaboration response. Maybe they think it's not mutually helpful, or maybe it will take more effort. And sometimes it's, practically it's not possible to collaborate. We tried collaboration with Australia teams, but the speed are different. So they are very quick. Like within 7 weeks, 10 weeks, they think they're ready to join the yogis team, and we take a little bit more time. So sometimes a little bit difficult, but you can try. It's mutually helpful and gets the yogis together, and we learn from each other. All right, a lot of learnings there, but I think before that, I want to take a pause. A lot of learnings, but any questions about collaboration aspect? Learnings over the seekers, normal seekers, they take months to years to establish. Just because somebody's come and joined the puja also does not mean necessarily they're established. We have seen seekers, yogis, new yogis, who are there in Sahaj for 2 months, 3 months. So they attended a couple of pujas, or in fact, even up to 3 years, but still they don't feel settled. And what really happens if you see in the local center is that, once they join puja, we all celebrate toffees and sweets that, we establish a yogi. But actually, that's not necessarily the case. Attending a puja you can have, but still you have a lot of doubts. Still, you're not still well grounded. So people really need a lot of time to establish themselves. Okay. So local event is not just a magical remedy. So then we kind of have this path, and we have yogis who they're like 6 months old, 2 years old, who have joined us in the integrated course, and they will be there to complete the entire journey with us. Speed is very important. Oftentimes you've seen that people, one day you get up, you say, okay, today I want to go to gym. So they say, okay, today I want to do meditate. Okay, but that spiritual, that spike you have lasts very short time. It's very important we reach back quickly, give them all the information, kind of engage with them. So speed is extremely important. We do try to work on that, but sometimes because of shortage of yogis, we're not able to do, but we try as much as we can. Seekers always return. They can return back after a few weeks. We also seen a seeker return back after 30 weeks, 30 years. A lady says, oh, I want to meet Shimataji. What? When did you last attend the event? He says, I attended Shimataji attended event in 1980 in New York. So I wanted to see her again because I attended her in-person program in 1980 when she visited New York. Okay. So people come back. So 30 years. One lady came back after 40 years she connected. Okay. She said as a teenager, I think she's here in this program session right now. Her name is Anna Maria. She, as a teenager, she was in Colombia, Bogota. She used to attend programs. She used to go to the center. And I don't know what happened. She moved to US, and 30 years later, she found us online. Now she is established yogini. Dropout rates are always high. Of course, we know that happens in Sage Yoga. Very few people stay back, but in online, actually, it's worse. So that is something we try to address. But dropout rates will be high. Need not be disappointed, but we should try to address the best we can. Seekers have different speed, so we should not have one constant speed and put seekers in a straight jacket. We have to try to help them all. Okay, secular one, traditional one, spiritual one, yogi one, born realized. We have to help everyone. And last thing is, so oftentimes I've seen we get very happy. I'll give you some example. We had a seeker. He said, I attended your program and Shimataji was looking at me all the time. Okay, great. One said I had my star opened as completely immersed in vibrations. Another seeker who said that when I was attending a program, Shri Mataji spoke to me and told me that you are in the right place. Great testimonials, but none of them actually stayed back. Okay, they didn't even come back for the second class. So this is the lessons learned, and don't get overexcited. They'll give great feedback, but they'll not join back. Okay, so yeah, good to have feedback. We always want to have feedback, but we do not use that testimonial to showcase how successful this program was because we know they're not coming back. The only success we have for the program is people coming back and completing the journey through these online sessions. Some of the program learnings we have been evolving, over years, 3 years close to now. We start with theme-based session, candling, stress management, improve your studies, improve your focus and all that, improve your satisfaction. But, there's no satisfaction in those satisfaction theme-based programs and all that. It's very hard to sustain. Every week, what new theme will you bring out? So kind of you get tired, the seekers get tired of it. It's very hard to sustain. What we realized after that, it's good to have themes. Themes are a spice, but themes is not the core grain for you. So core grain is still footwork, balancing, go ahead, do all those things. So that theme is nice spice for us, but that's not a core menu for us anymore. Bigger the program, smaller the outcomes. We get so busy and tired running those big programs. We kind of forget to follow up with them. So those things doesn't happen. So that's our initiative we have. So we found there has to be an optimal size. Okay. More the programs, less the team enjoy. Effective approach is always evolving. If you have the same approach, that means we're not evolving. So it has to keep on evolving. I'm sure next year we have the same things will be very different because understanding keeps on evolving for us. Excellence comes through continuous trial and error, measure, tweak the approach and measure the impact. So that is something you have to keep trying. It should not be static at any point of time. There is no silver bullet. We've seen so many times Edge World, we talk about, I remember US in 2010, we spoke about sprout loud, and you do sprout loud and all your problems will go away. We talk about apps. Here's an app that will take care of all problems. Here's a website. Here's a digital approach. Here's a different traditional approach. Here's a secular approach. Here's a music. We tried a number of things. Nothing really, I mean, everything works, but nothing is a silver bullet. I cannot say that this is something that works. Okay. Each approach has a limitations. Seekers have diversity, yogis have diversity, so there is no silver bullet solutions. We try everything out. Based on, again, as I said, the approach is evolving, but based on limited data analysis that we've done so far, we started analyzing data like last 2 or 3 months. We found the two things matter the most so far. Okay, it may change again if we meet after 1 year. Uh, Number one, when you have a sustained thoughtless experience through the entire class. Okay, when you say that, when your poll feedback is I was immersed in thoughtlessness, those people are most likely to come back. And secondly, if you follow up with them individually, if you do those two things, the chances of coming back are the highest that we experience so far based on data we have. Last experience was that high frequency programs fizzle out in less than 6 months. Cool check done by long time back. You are so many programs, meditate to regenerate. A lot of these programs are not able to sustain. So we try to keep not very high frequency. Uh, Based on number of yogis we can even have, we have like 6 events, we have like 9 events per week. We can even have like close to probably, I guess, 20 events, but we do not do that. We want to keep it conservative. We do not want to have too many programs so that we can sustain this initiative. Okay, something about yogis. Okay. One thing is initially we thought this started program, we thought, we'll have more native yogis. Yogis were born, brought up in US, they'll do the front end program and all the Indians and other people, they're just kind of running the back end show. Over a period of time, our understanding has evolved. What we found is not necessarily you're from the same culture, same background. You have to be understood, of course, that communication part is important. Uh, and secondly, you have to professionally conduct the program. As long as you do that, it is not even necessary actually that you are from the same. Just one moment. Pooja jara. Sorry, my nephews are here. Right. So professional conducting the program and being good in communication, just they should understand you. It's more important. And I'll give you an example. We recently called one yogini from Switzerland. She speaks German, not that fluent in English, but of course she spoke slowly. She had so much joy, so much energy within us. After the program, we had people staying back for the entire class. We got like 9 WhatsApp. We never get WhatsApp, from seekers from North America. 9 people gave WhatsApp, So that we found, actually was even more effective, So your joy, energy, that is even more important than having someone, from the same country. So that is one understanding we had. We have the role called host. That skill is extremely hard to find. If you know somebody, please share with us. We are really struggling. We cannot grow. It's very hard for us to sustain without this particular skill set. So we call it hosting. That comparing skill is extremely important. If you know somebody, please recommend them to us. We really love to have more hosts because without hosts, we cannot sustain or grow this initiative. Another learning we had as we reach out to more yogis to call them over, we found there are a set of yogis who are extremely tied up. Okay, they're very good. They're very good in doing their program. They're very professional. They know how to do their stuff, but they're extremely tied up. They're in global initiative, local initiative, regional initiative. They are in 10 projects. You just cannot. They're struggling to breathe. Actually, you cannot just absolutely get their time. And then you have people who are waiting to get called over. Nobody's approaching us, nobody's calling us over. Maybe because they don't have enough experience, so maybe they don't get approached. It's a standard thing. You just use, you call the same yogis who are very good at it, and they're kind of struggling for breath. And they hear your yogis who have nobody's calling them, nobody's reaching out to them. Okay, so that's a phenomenon we found. We try to be very democratic, so we try to improve, we try to get everyone and give them a path to improve. And now yogis who are online, they're extremely proficient and comfortable with this online sessions. Also, we had one difficulty in inviting yogis. We are extremely tied up to our approach we have. If you have a musical approach, you like to do only musical. If you have a secular approach, you like to do only secular. So that approach does cause issue when you're inviting yogis or when you're seeking collaboration. But learning was that all the approaches are very skin deep, very superficial. So your Sahaja online or whatever you are festival piece, the moment you go beyond the first or second level, there's no difference. We are all doing the same chakras, we're doing the same deities, there's absolutely no difference. So the approach part is there, difference only at the initial level, but beyond that, actually, it's not really there. But yes, we understand that yogis are quite tied up to their approach. So when we invite the yogis, we tell them, we have the standard structured format, but if you like to do it in a different way, you're welcome to do that. And we're fine with that. We had one yogi coming up from West Coast in US, and he spoke a lot actually. That a little bit unlike us. We like to meditate more and speak less, but we find we gave them feedback, and so you can take your approach, but we told them that we are speaking so much, so half of the people just dropped out during the thing. And by the time it was the end of the session, only 30% of the people stay back. But normally we have 80%, 70% people staying back. So maybe you want to consider another approach. Okay. So we want to give them feedback based on data, but we know that, if you have a different approach and people staying back, doesn't matter, it's working, people are staying back, seekers enjoying, great, doesn't matter. Okay, more the yogis supporting a seeker, better the outcome. If you have a seeker stuck with the same yogi, it's not healthy. We've seen that. Oftentimes we start giving them, telling them everything. We tell them positive, but sometimes we also tell them negative aspects, which is not healthy. It's an aspiration goal for us that each yogi, each seeker through the entire journey, we want to introduce him to at least guidance of at least 100 yogis. So we keep getting calling guest yogis. We have writing emails to them. So we try to get them a lot of input. Lastly, yogis availability is quite restricted and responsiveness to messages slow. So you have to give a lot of time to yogis to respond. Um, Promotion is a big thing. I'll just tell one thing. Promotion is a big thing by itself. Okay, but creativity in promotion is not just about picture or message, but it's about effectively using channels so that we can reach out to more people in a different creative ways. And it will take at least 2 years of sustained usage to master the social media. And you have to keep working on it. Okay, and if you're advertising newcomer session in yogis group, basically you're delegating work to others. You have to go out, reach to new people. If you want to get good participation, you have to either spend a lot, or you have to work a lot, or you have to work systematically over the years. So we have chosen the option 3. um, Promotion success, not program success. Sahaj Yoga is clustered in large cities. Developing countries, they work in a different way. We also share our resources with other non-Sahaj groups as well. Co-promotion is something that works well for us. And lastly, promotion scope is unlimited. So many niche market you can target, and volume gets volume. Okay, so if you have successful group, you get more help from others. I'll just talk about the first practice of promotion. So I joined this some of the best practices sessions. So people talk about SEO. We have a sustainable approach. We don't want to spend our time in SEO. We leave that to Meetup and Eventbrite, Evency, etc. All I intend to do is that that within Meetup, within Eventbrite, my event should have the rank 1, and we get it every time. So if you do go to search in New York, you go to search in London, our events will be number 1 or number 2, 3. Okay, so we'll always be there, but we do not spend more time in SEO. Let Meetup and Eventbrite do the SEO. I don't want to kind of reinvent the wheel. Let them do it. Okay. We a lot of other things. Okay, we help. We want to get more views. We want to do more conversion. We want to do more signups. Okay, we do multi-channel expansion, automation. Uh, okay, so a lot of these things. Okay, a lot of best practices. We'll not talk about it. This is something for you to know. 70%. This is approximate number. I need to finalize it, but 70% coming from Meetup. 15% are coming from email. We have like 11,000 emails with us. 10% from Eventbrite and 5% others. Facebook, Gold Star, Evency, all events. That others a little bit of surprise because we got Facebook combined membership of 24,000, but still we don't get more than 2 or 3 people in that. That's fine. We try to engage people. We invite them to Facebook group. We send a welcome. If you join a Facebook group, we do a welcome message. We send custom email to some of the people. We do polling. We see feedback from the customer, from the participants multiple times. We maintain the database of feedback we got from them. We have Google calendars. We do side room surveys. We reach back to them after every 6 months. Hey, we're not seeing you. How are you doing? We do a lot of socialization. We do virtual ashram mentoring. We do community events. So we try a lot to engage with them, and that engagement is very important because whenever you come to the level of this pujas, offering photos, or even some speeches, that will give them a shock. Okay, if you have good social connection with them, and they will kind of they'll cross the journey because they know that you're a good guy. They can see the goodness in you, and they'll trust what you say, and hopefully they will overcome any reaction that they have as we take them ahead. Best practices, you can just read through. I'll not go over this one. Okay, just some more things, some next steps. We really have to strengthen the team. Once again, requesting if good host people who can do comparing, please recommend that to them. We do not want to kind of expand it further without without establishing a team. There's one learning we had that I think everyone knows, that seekers give you only one chance. So you should be really good at the first couple of events that we do. So we want to strengthen a team. We need more compares, and I also want to do the coordination activity sharing. So just we have 2 or 3 people who are there across all the 23 teams. So they do the coordination. We need some help in that sharing the coordination activities. We need help in improving the programs because we have a lot of dropouts. We want to address it actually. There's some new teams we have established. We want to establish them. And then we want to do some theme programs. We're doing a trial program for theme also. I'll let you know. So these are what we want to do. We have a lot of desires. Everyone has desires. So we have Yuvas, 10,000 cities. We want content team. We want to support the yogis. We want to have Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific is lagging with North America online. So a lot of desires. We have like 100,000 emails. We want to ingest that emails. We want to build analytics. We want to build the reach back team. We want to understand why yogi seekers are not coming back. We want to do the community building that we just started. So once again, request, we need some of you. I know all of you are busy, and some people are busy with the regional initiative, country initiative, local city initiative. We want a couple of people who are completely dedicated to this global initiative, and there are various roles. The most important, the host role, coordination, automation, and promotion. We want you to talk to each other about it. We want you to talk about it to the other yogis, tell them about this initiative. We want to get their ideas. We want to get their help. Okay, so if you're not able to help yourself, please try to find a yogi who can help us out, and you can do that by word of mouth. Also, we have another important request. We are here not to just kind of support other groups. We're also here to support these best practices of openness. We want to promote this practice of systematic working, so that we all can align. We all have good feedback outcome from the initiatives that we undertake. Miscellaneous automation, we have a lot of automation things. Artifacts are there. There's one thing I forgot. Did I? Okay, there's one theme program that Jyoti is doing. These are all fun programs. So this is not related to the main events that we do, but this is accelerated track. Within 5 weeks, we hope to give them Nirvicharita, Nirvikalp, and Samarpan, surrender. And so this is a complete theme. We just want to reach out to the true seekers who will not, and we'll give them the most difficult. We'll give them the photograph of Shimataji. If they can cross over the tagya of reacting to Shimataji's photograph, then you will be here. You're welcome. So these are the ads we have put out, and we told them a spiritual course to kind of completely transform you and go beyond the mind. So this is the kind of theme program we're doing. If some people, they stay back and cross this journey, after 5 weeks, we'll merge you either to the side room or to the intermittent program that we have. So these are a lot of fun sessions we can do. So if you'd like to, if you have one theme in mind, let us know and you can do that. We'll share a Zoom link. We'll help with the promotion, but you run that program. And then after end of the program, you can merge them to that the side room or intermediate level that we have. We also have one more theme coming up. We have a yoga and meditation that we'll have in June. Okay, so we'll teach yoga, but we also teach meditation. After that, we'll merge you with the meditation program that we have. a lot of desires, miscellaneous artifacts, all these things we kind of maintain. We try to improve them. Polls, how do you send email? We standardize the email, invitation emails are standardized, meetup events are standardized. Some of the challenges we have, again, we have excessive dependence on Meetup. See, this social media can change policies sometimes. So then if this goes away, or we have less people coming from there, we'll have a huge hit. So we are trying to diversify. So this is one challenge we have. We have very thin layer of host people, like only 9 people who are there every time around. And if we have even change, it's very hard to change. Right now, we are struggling from that. We are too widespread. It's very hard for us to change because we are there in hundreds of places. We get feedback, in 400 events listed on Meetup, on Eventbrite, in so many places. We don't have capability to kind of react to that. We don't even know what people are saying. So that is something we struggle. We struggle with the delays, with the feedback we get. Some lady, she wrote me from UK. She wants to interview Sahaja Yogi for some blog or something. It's been like 3 weeks. I'm still not responded to her. So we are struggling in answering those things to the feedback that we get. We have the backend team who doing the data management, maintaining best practices document, So that team is again stretched out, and we do a lot of mistakes actually. So it takes a couple of months for us to get things right. Coordination activities, this is people sitting behind the screen. They're doing a lot of things. They're doing roster management, helping and find new yogis, team formation, documenting the best practices, implementing the best practices, training new yogis, aligning all the teams together. We often have the supply demand gap. Sometimes you have too many seekers, sometimes you have too many yogis. You have to keep match on that. Okay, you have to drive the expansion, get the new initiatives. Finances are important, so also help with the financial management, and we also reach out to interface with other groups. So these are all the coordination activities that happen behind the things. How do we manage email? We get emails from different sources. Financial management is important here. Uh, we do not collect money as a group. We are open group. We collect zero money, with the exception of Zoom license that costs $50 per month. So that's the only collected. That's the only thing there we collect money. That again, we do not have a kind of collect the money kind of donation kind of scheme. We made a like 5-member team. These people who do not who do not want to come in front of the mic on the camera. They say just take money from us. Don't ask us to do anything. Okay. So then they just made a WhatsApp group for them, and one lady, and they kind of periodically, like once in 3 months, they contribute their part of it. So that's the only collection we do, but apart from that, we don't collect any money. All the meetups we have are directly sponsored by the yogis. So if I'm, for example, sponsoring a meetup, I will directly pay to meetup.com. Okay, but they just pay up and do nothing else, and then we have the team that 2 members who kind of put event on them and manage it. So but there is no money collection, so yogis are paying $10 to $30 per month. So our bill is putting all the direct and indirect spend. Expend is about $450 per month. So money is important. So that is how the people seekers are coming. So, but again, I said no money collection. Everyone pays directly. There's no zero money collection because we do not have that layer to manage money. Sahaj money is very important, and we do not have bandwidth to kind of look after it. So everyone pays directly. Okay, we made a one-time collection, $200. This is the kitty we have to support any developing country thing. We spent a little bit. It's money there. People are still not using it. We are very frugal. In 2020, we spent like $1,500 for New Year's and May self-realization. Last year, we made a decision we'll spend no more money. In spite of that, we have 330 people joining our events, the New Year's event, 2 events we had with zero ad spend. And so we do a lot of creative techniques actually. Uh, every year, 5,000 self-realization at the cost of $6,000. So the cost is about $1.20 US dollars. Okay. If you go and look at sales tools, typical cost is $20 to $30. That's what I calculated in Love America. It's pretty expensive, in a lot of Western countries. So this is the spend we have, and if we get more manpower and automation, probably we can even bring down that cost further. Currently, as I said, only 1 or 2 yogis working in promotion. Everything we use and focus is extremely clear. We're not spending on websites, fancy ad. We only want them to complete journey. We're not even spending on MailChimp and all that. We did a research and we found that actually those emails go to to the promotion box. So we use Google email, Google Group. It's not as feature rich. It takes a little bit more effort, but we're fine with that. Our job is to give them email that goes to their inbox, and help them complete the journey. So we get all of that from Google group. We had to do a little bit of automation management, but that's fine. Okay, we are frugal. We're not spending our money on MailChimp or any other such services. And we also do a lot of automation. Meetup, we did Meetup automation last in New Year. We created 400 events. Now, if you do that through Meetup, they will charge you. They say, okay, come and take our Meetup Pro subscription. That costs like $30 per group or $90 per account for 3 groups. Okay, and we are paying only $10, per month. So if we had taken up their Meetup Pro, our monthly cost would have gone up from $450 to $4,000 per month. We don't have that kind of money. So we use smart creative techniques. We got some token, we did automation, and then we created event. Okay. Global advantage, seekers are distributed. Seekers are not just in London, Delhi, New York. Okay. If you see the places Shimataji visited in North America, that's where I know. They're all small towns, very, very small towns. There are no Sahaja centers. So seekers are not there where centers are there. Seekers are all over. Okay. So when we do the global, we reach to where the seekers are. And seekers don't have to come where we are. Yogi backup is always there. So if you have the global team, even if you have puja, somebody somewhere would be available. We also showcase the diverse aspect of Sage Yogis, Sage Yoga. They see Sage Yogis. Some of them really love this cosmopolitan, that we have. We have the global skill set of yogis. There's some yogis who are good in movie making, as in Australia. And then so we use all the skill sets and excellence at volume, and we are able to build that all this structure because we have so many yogis and so many seekers. And lastly, we're able to build that positive bond harmony and community, the friendship among the yogis. We have some suggestions for unity. If you like, we can all get together and have one global New Year's meditation session. And after that, we can make teams and we can send the seekers so that you can have mixed teams from different countries, who can run this courses for them. So it's possible for us with online global thing. We can all work together. We'd also like to help yogis. We want to start a vibration exchange program just before the event. So a lot of opportunities that we want to help you. If you like help, you can do that because we are a big team by ourselves. We are like 100 members. We can always get together and do a small things. Like for example, vibration exchange. Uncle Derek has been recommending you should do that. I know we have not been doing it, so we like to start it as part of the team. So we help seekers, but we also help each other. Journey timeline started in 2018, and this is all history. Doesn't matter now. I also forgotten a lot of the history actually, but this year actually we started with the APEC workshop, intermediate and integrated course and community building is actually what we started now. Last year, a lot of things happened. I'll share this timelines with you, and you can have a look at it. That's all I have. I'm tired of speaking. I like other people to speak, please. Jashi Mataji, thank you all. Please go ahead and raise your questions. Did I keep over time? I think I went over time. 1.5 hours. Optimal group size. I'll tell you what is optimal group size from a team meeting perspective. What we found is still about when we have 16 seekers, we are okay with that. The moment start going beyond it, it's a great event. I can brag about it. Oh, 100 people joined. I don't think I did a good job there because we're not able to kind of interact with 100 people joining a session. So I found that 50 to 60 people is actually good, group size, seeker size for us. And overall in the newcomer session, we have like 100 people joining, close to that. So 70 of them are newcomers and 30 are the side room, the follow-up. So that we are able to manage, but beyond that kind of becomes unmanageable. So maybe something for the future for us. Instead of having more seekers here, maybe we want to start more programs because we do. I mean, it's good to see brag about it, but we're not doing a good job because you cannot interact with these 50 to 70 people in 1.5 hours.
Hey Vikram, this is Swapnil again.
Mhm.
I mean, feel free if you're tired. If it is a long answer, we can chat back. I
Go
was
ahead.
just wondering, you said you always short of host. Can you elaborate the host responsibility where you need help?
You're right. Okay, so we have a pretty elaborate structure here. Let me share what a host does actually. So I'm just sharing a screen. We document everything. So this Yogi, 1 minute. I'll just pull up the host responsibilities. So we have checklist for the host actually. I'll share that screen, please. So we have some checklist for the host. you had to, if you can see this one, you had to maximize the first poll engagement. You have to reinforce the benefits of Sage Yoga. You have to maximize the email collection. You have to maximize the welcoming the individuals individually. We have to do announcement for Footsoken app. You have to minimize the distractions during the session. You have to use a little bit of music during the session. You have to keep in time. You have to make sure there's not too much talking and too little meditation. You have to maximize the number of lines of feedback that we get. You have to ensure that the yogis is not reading from the slide. We want to have person human to human connection. So take off the slide when people is talking so that people can directly talk to seekers. You have to ensure that we have minimizing the dropouts that happen during speech. So you have to choose the speech wisely. You have to give the very strong emotional pitch for the announcement so people can come back and go home and they practice. We call out the midweek so that people can also join the follow-up midweek sessions. You maximize the WhatsApp collection rate. You maximize the social engagement, and you diligently record the data that we get during the session. And during when the first session ends, immediately start preparing for the next session. Give a heads up to the next lead that, hey, your next session there, please get ready. So all these are different things that are responsibility of a host. Okay. Of course, we do not have one host, we have two hosts, but sometimes even that is not enough. So as you can see, there's a lot of responsibilities that we have. We have Zoom attacks, Zoom, so we also the host has to manage that also. So a lot of responsibilities you can see, and I'll just briefly show the data collection. So after every session, we have a lot of data collection that happens. One moment. So APEC roster. So we have the roster here. So the rostering has to be done, and every session we collect like this last week. We collect that how many which other speech we played, how many people got self-realization, how many people stayed till the end of the session, how many lines of feedback we got, how many polls feedback we got, how many people shared emails, how many additional emails we got from the Zoom report. Okay, how many custom emails did we send out, how many WhatsApp did we collect, okay, and how many people came back from the last session. So even after the session, a lot of things happen. We go to Zoom, we download the report, okay, and then we send an email out to our Ritu, who's the record keeper for us. We tell this is the chat we collected. We document, we run our tools to extract all the data and see this is we have data. So like this week we have the data. So we have the email, name, date, name, and we have the feedback we collected from them. Okay, so this we get from a tool. We run the Zoom report and we get the tool, and then we collect all the poll data. Okay, and then poll 1, poll 2, the two data are there. And then based on that, we also send custom email to them. Okay, so then you have to send custom email based on the feedback we got from them. So it's a pretty extensive activity. The host nearly spends 4 hours in that meeting, 1 hour of preparation, 2 hours of meeting, then again 1 hour after that. So per session, approximately 4 hours is spent by at least by 2 hosts. Now we're building more team to kind of support them out, but it's a pretty intensive activity.
Very nice. This is I think this is I don't think any other organization do this. Even corporate do this way. Very nice. Now I got it. What you mean by host?
You're right. Thank you. So, but this is this is a very important phenomenon. It's also not about this backup. It's also about communication. Because we are there every session, we learn a lot of good practices about communication, what is helping. So we have to tell the lead, we have to guide the new yogis how to do this programs. So it's a technical role, it's a communication role, it's an organization role. So it's everything put together. Anything you don't understand who's supposed to do it, the host does it. And if the yogi doesn't turn up that day, then the host will lead the meditation also.
Yeah. No, I got this. This helps the instructor next meeting where need improvements and what is working.
Right. This is where we really need help. We are all kind of still Indian faces. They're still looking for some non-Indian. It doesn't really matter, where you're from, but good communications and roll up the sleeves and ready to do anything that comes your way. And that is something we're really looking for, because there's no dearth of expansion opportunities. Today we can do a promotion, we get 200 people in self-realization sessions. But what do you do with that? You don't have right yogis, you don't have right follow-up. So that host is extremely important for us to get. If you know anyone or any one of you like to do host responsibilities, please let us know.
So, sorry, Vikram, it's Rita here. I don't know actually if I don't think I'm on the video. Just a question. So if you're talking about the host and the responsibilities, what amount, so So do they need, I know you were talking about hours to be available. Are they available every day or every session, or they can be available
Every
one session a week, or?
every session. So it has to be actually session. I mean, depends how long you want, So like, again, I'll show you the roster here. We also make the roster for the host actually. So we don't have a lot of hosts actually. So we write down who the host of that day will be, side room host, or we have the main room host, So this is like Asia
Yeah.
Pacific is just one lady, but like North America, we keep alternating between, where are we? We have this one, Sangeeta Akhilesh. We have two hosts because one host cannot do, So if we have more hosts, we kind of rotate, But if you don't have more hosts, you kind of one person stays on, So host is the last recourse. If you have nobody else, then host is there. So host one, and then we host two. Host two is the real the donkey of this whole program. Anything and everything you have, they do everything: promotion, leading, coordination. So we have those two levels actually.
Yeah, but yes, thank you. But you do, so say for example, I say I want to do hosting, or I'm ready to help with hosting. So if I'm available just on a Sunday for any sessions that you're doing, is that enough? Or the host then has to be also available during the weekdays and everything else also? So that's kind of what I'm trying to get at, because I know someone who might be available in a few months' time if it's all the time, but otherwise, if I want to talk to other people to see if people are available, just wondering what, in those terms, what the host timings or days, things
Right.
like that are you
Right.
looking at?
Right. So as I said, we are systematic. So we do not, we have hosts for midweek, but that's very nominal. The main hosting function is on the weekend actually. So, so you will come only in the weekend, but if you're a host, if you come once in 2 months, you'll not really learn about it. You have to come at least once in 2 weeks, at least once in per month. Okay. Because you're going to take like couple of iterations to figure out. Like Akhilesh, for example, he's been there for 6 months. Even now he's learning, because we have so many checklists, so many, targets to meet, so kind of he's figuring out, how to do the best, So you have to have certain regular frequency, but it's not random, it's not ad hoc. Okay, you have to come only on the weekend, but at least once per month, but preferred
Okay,
is
so that's fine. So it's once a week. So if I say, okay, I'm available every Sunday, then that's fine, rather than saying I'm only available one Sunday in 6 months.
yeah, right.
Right. So I don't have to be available every day of the week. Just the one
No,
day of
no,
1 week is enough.
no,
Yeah. Okay.
not at
Fine.
all.
Yeah.
We're going to see a host workshop leads with us, people, yogis who are extremely tied up. They come only once in 6 months, So we adjust with their frequency. So if you are very tied up, we call you once in 6 months. Or if you're busy, like if you're available like me, we'll call you as frequently as you like to come. But otherwise, it's based on your availability. But we work systematically. You tell us how often you are available. Even if you tell me you're available, we'll still have a backup for you. We cannot take anyone's word because we know things happen. So we'll have a backup, and then we go with that frequency. You will be given the access to the roster. If you do not think something cannot work us, let us know. We'll find a backup for you.
Oh, perfect. All right. Thank you.
Hi, Vikram. This is Michaela here aus LA.
Hello, Jeshmataji.
Mataji, yes, I was listening. It was very interesting. Thanks for sharing all the information. Hi. And I'll be able to join you in June.
Great.
But we can communicate better. Yeah, like
Hello.
Nika does it. She's from collectivity, and I'll be happy to join you guys. Awesome. What you guys. Where are you located? Where do you live?
I'm based in Pune, India.
In Pune. Oh,
yeah.
Perfect.
I was there in US couple of years, like 10 years. So
here in LA.
Not in LA. I was in San Francisco 2000 to 2002 actually, but I visited, of course, LA multiple times.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Yeah, we had the blessing of Shri Mataji having here quite many years before she left.
Yeah, right.
So I'd be happy to help you, as I said. All right.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thanks
Michaela.
for the information.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji. Just one last thing. I just like to show the meetups we have. One moment. So actually, meetup really driving us. So I'll just show you all the things we have. Network. So you should see the network which is helping us. Just briefly show you this one. So this is like a complete tour of the world. If you can see Hartford, Vancouver, Sahaja, New Zealand, Mumbai, Columbus, Ohio, Rio de Janeiro, Houston, Toronto, Charlotte, Iowa, Tampa, New York, Phoenix, Arizona, Luxembourg, Central Jersey, Hackensack, Louisville, Honolulu, Quito, Jordan, Accra, Ghana, Lima, Peru, Tunis, Tunisia, Anchorage is in Alaska, Istanbul, the long list. All the Canadian meetups, Melbourne Free in Community, Sydney Free in Community. We also support some other meetups, Melbourne Language and Culture Exchange, owned by us, but we support it. Other activities also. London, Yes Personality, Lagos, Nigeria, all these are some of the other meetups who are very kind enough, and so because volume gets volume, so we are able to showcase that we are doing global online. They are very happy. So all these event places, these are big events, like big ones, like this one is Golden Gate. Let me show the biggest one. Biggest one we have is like LA, 40,000 meetup, 40,000 members. So this Melbourne, 20,000. So they gave access to this. You're doing a nice job. You can use our meetup once per month. So we're using them. Chicago, 30,000 members. So all this is a network we have. Internationals in Berlin, 25,000, 24,000 members. So we have event over there. Vancouver, spiritual group. Yeah, so this is all the network that we have that kind of helps us get all these people. I hope some of you like this thing, and if you think that you like to contribute more ways, please help us finding more hosts. Okay, we're really struggling for that, of course, and then we'll try to improve. We are not a done finished product yet. I'm sure it will never be finished product. We'll just keep on improving and learning. Any recommendations you have for improvement, please let us know, and we'll have to collaborate and work with everyone. Everyone's quiet. I hope.
Thank
We
you
had
so
this.
much, Vikram. That was fantastic.
Thank you. And we'll have a repeat session because I knew that we cannot have all the people in one session. So it's a repeat session on 11th, 17th. That's on 5 p.m. Kabela time. So if you like to join again, maybe I might have forgotten a few things today. I'll add those also. And if you like to share, I think I have most of your email ID, but if you do not have email ID of yours, please share it in the chat. I can share it with you. I think I know everyone here, but if I do not, just you can share the email ID. I'll share that with you, the presentation I covered
Just
today.
one quick question, two actually, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go
One
ahead.
was, it's Rita anyway. I don't know if you can say who's talking or
Yeah, I
not.
can figure it.
You were saying you collect a lot of seeker data and stuff like that. So what kind of security have we got in sense of,
So we have this.
accountability?
I mean, you mean the legal aspect of it?
That is correct.
Yeah. So legal aspect is we let Shimataji handle the legal aspect. So, but
Well, I thought so, but I thought I'll ask anyway, since we are collecting data, public data and stuff like that,
the data is public, but it is not publicly shared. So whenever we
Yeah.
write emails, we do it do a BCC or we write individually. So other seekers, one seeker will not get data for the other seeker. So that doesn't happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Even the data that we have, the seeker data is with us. It is made available only to select you. Okay, it is not there for everyone.
No, but your computer security is hackable. So that I suppose that's one point of looking at it. Sorry, I'm just being a little bit too pedantic,
Right.
maybe. But
I know that problem there, but I think good thing. Probably we start archiving because there's some speakers no longer kind of coming. We don't have to kind of keep it there. We can just archive and put it safely.
Yeah.
Probably that's one thing we can do going forward. Yes, we know these concerns are there.
I suppose the other, just one other question you were saying about answering questions in 2-year backup or backlog or something. What was that? I think I missed that.
We got so many meetups, Facebook, and we get so many questions, sometimes silly questions also. When will I marry the love of my life? But sometimes people have good questions also, that, how do I go fast? One lady from Boston, I still remember she wrote to me 3 weeks back saying that she wants to grow fast. This is not good enough for us, for her. So I had to write back. So we get so many emails. I got one student emailing to me. She want to interview us. Kind of thing. We're not able to cope up because we do not have that backend, layer, very strong layer. So that's why we want to build out the team.
Okay. Happy to put my hand up for that at any stage.
I'll see how to include you because we are slow, but slowly we'll get you involved.
Need slow and steady wins the pace always.
I'm not sure the winning path, but we are still slow.
Thank you.
Yes, Saritaji.
Yeah, thank you for the wonderful presentation. A quick question, so they're I guess level 1 sessions, are all of them have to be live stream on Facebook?
Yes, we are very social. We live stream everything on Facebook. Two things. It gives us more people who are not joining us on the session. They can watch it from Facebook. But yes, we are very social. So we always live stream everything we do. Okay. A side room we're not able to live stream because there's no feature in Zoom as of now. It cannot have two streaming at the same time. But the integrated, everything we do is live streamed. But of course, we know the audience. So where we live stream, we know that we have the right people over there.
Mm-hmm. So another follow-up to that, so again about security. So for USA, for example, I know, right, there is this privacy matters. So do you tell people before that they will be seen on they'll be live streamed basically?
So actually, if you're live streaming, right now we're streaming on YouTube. So it kind of shows to them that they're being live streamed. So we do not call it explicitly. If we call out then reactions start, but it is already visible on the screen that this live streaming is happening. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
A couple of people, they tell us, we tell them you can turn your cameras off if you do not like to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Thank you.
So actually, we do not have one platform. Our Facebook group is pretty popular, so that's where we want to do that. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is the integrated, that we do not have good place. If someone can suggest me where to do that, we can do that. So we have a vMeditate page. We do not publicize that page. So that is what we use to stream our intermediate and integrated session or the workshops also. So if you think there's some other better place, we can do that. Let us know. Right now, it's not really being put to use.
You can have an unlisted YouTube channel for that, and you give it only to the seekers. It's, I think, a better way because only people with the link will have it.
Right.
Cover it.
Right. We can do that. We have this, even this one I'm doing to on YouTube. Yeah, probably we can build that one.
Yeah, I think it's better for intermediate. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay, thank you all. So nice of you to spare your time. If you like to join again next time, you can do that. Maybe a few things will change. As I said, we keep on evolving. I was not able to remember everything. So whatever I collected from my memories and some team members' input, so I put it together. Maybe in a week from now, I'll have a few more enhancements. If you like some more yogis actually to kind of join and understand, please do that. As I said, we are desperately looking for hosts. If you know hosts, if you like to host, please let us know. We'll help you out. It will not be a quick thing. We'll not saddle you with a lot of responsibilities tomorrow. You'll get few months to kind of scale up. And then of course, it will always be based on roster, once in a week, once in a month, twice in a month, based on your availability. Thank you all. Jai Shri Mataji. So nice to see you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Thank you. It was very informative. Jai Shri Mataji.
Thank you, Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Jai Shri Mataji.
Bye. Bye Anna. Bye Jiro. Bye Jyoti. Cool. Lavanya. Madhuma Didi. Bye Mamina. Sahaja meditation is not sure. Bye Swapnil.
Bye Jai Shri Mataji Bhaiya.
Bye.
Hey Vikram, this is
when do we have another session? Sorry.
In the Kabela time 5 p.m. So that will be 9:30. No, that will be 8:30 p.m. India.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Vikram, this
Leon.
is
And
Swapnil. I will connect with you. I do not want to drag you. It's very late. I mean, so it's very stretched one. You in your slide you said
mm,
we already have a collaboration with Australia. I just want to
mhm,
integrate this. I'm trying to understand how I can help. Um,
mhm,
for North America region. So I
mhm.
mean, if you have any idea or what kind of collaboration you want, let me know.
Okay, I'll think of some ideas. I'll recommend, and you decide which can help. So collaboration, all thing it has to be mutually helpful. I mean, if you're self-sufficient, then say I'm great. I mean, you don't need to. But if you, but there's always some place where we can collaborate, and particularly at higher level. You get a lot of people at initial level, but as it start going up higher, it's very hard to get seekers. So if you can collaborate, it's always better.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. Because yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll think how to,
Yeah.
because there are some collectives. See, North America situation is fragmented. Some collectives have a high
Mm,
density, a very few actually,
correct.
and
Right.
suddenly
Right.
there are voids there where you guys are filling the gaps, as online filling the gaps, vision filling the gaps, and so on. So,
Mm,
but
mhm,
that's where the whole follow-up thing is missing. And
right.
so now, given the COVID and more versatility for between yogis to spread out and look at it as a big picture than a small collective. Now,
Mhm,
if we want to really collaborate, bring it down, the good materials that is created and so on. So if you have
mm,
anything that can be enabled without disturbing their formats and so on, uh, that can be done. And luckily,
mm,
I'm right now part of some of the initiative that national teams doing. So we can
mhm.
actually take this message and share it out.
I think we need a lot of exploratory sessions actually. We have to learn the good things in each other and then learn how to use it or take their help in using it. I think that is what we can do. So maybe I will share this presentation with you. You'll have another version coming 1 week from now, but take this one and see if you want to kind of spread the word around. And if you have other teams have they have their own presentation, please share that with me. We need to do a lot of exploration actually.
Yeah.
Again, I said, need not be force. It need not be force-fit collaboration. Is based on opportunities to one to support each other and secondly to support the seekers in a better way.
Yeah. So see, two things are coming, Vikram, which is everybody is
Mm.
struggling with intermediate. How to take that journey further.
Right,
Everybody reach that
right,
point today. Second
right,
thing is
right.
initiatives like Meditate Online. We are integrating it
Mm,
with national. So that will
mm,
little bit leverage. So you connected a participant one on one with a person giving realization. Now the next step
mm,
is that 15-20 minutes of session. Now what is the step forward for that person to follow? Where to
right,
go, what to read, and so on. So,
right.
but that is the level one, or you can say the entrance. Again,
Correct, correct.
quite easier. But again, that's where the next step coming, where they should be routed and so on. So I
Right.
think this is a great time that this is all coming up, and you are having this webinar. So
Mm-hmm.
your thought process is consolidated. So anything you feel like, okay, this is how a country can collaborate me. You're quite global,
Right,
let me know, because this is a good time. I'm also setting up the whole thing similar to this, but my focus is only North America right now.
right. Sure, I'll put up my ideas, whatever I can. As said, and he said, if you want to share with other teams want to share, we can all explore and see how we can help each other and how help the seekers.
Yeah. All right. We'll let you
Okay.
go. Have a great weekend, Vikram. Bye.
Thank you. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri.
Someone still there? Ritu Bhabi? Ritu Bhabi, you there?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
भाभी आपके ना तो मीटिंग पूरी होती नहीं ऑनलाइन आप बोले नहीं कुछ थोड़ा टाइम लगे आपने नो आप काफ़ी टाइम से कह रहे थे पर ये डेटा इतना मतलब क्या तो काम बढ़ता जा रहा था द मोर है डिलेड मोर द
हाँ वही होता है हाँ
डेटा हमने रिसेंटली बहुत सारे लेवल चालू करते हैं इंटर में इंटीग्रेट पहले नहीं था वो थोड़ा और बताने के लिए हमेशा इफ यू कम बैक आफ्टर 2 मंथ्स आई एम श्योर कुछ और होगा बताने के लिए तो टाइमलाइन वाइज मेरे को याद नहीं रहा था कल दिमाग मेरा फ्यूज हो गया था एक्चुअली तो मेरे को कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा था 2019 बिल्कुल वाइप आउट हो गया था मैं क्या किया था मेरे को याद नहीं आता मैं भी अगर आप कुछ याद हो तो आप कुछ बता दीजिएगा तो वी कैन ऐड दैट
नहीं मैंने तो 2020 से ही शुरू किया ना
अच्छा 2020 से किया 19 में तिंगली अपन बस यही थे ज़्यादा नहीं थे ठीक है आपको भी याद हो आप बता दीजिएगा कुछ प्रॉमिनेंट चीज दैट वी कैन शोकेस एज पार्ट ऑफ जर्नी वी कैन डू दैट चलिए थैंक यू सो मच। आई हैड टू आस्क यू वन थिंग, एक चीज मैं पूछने भूल गया। हम जो फोटो ऑफर कर, देयर इज वन मैट्रिक आई वांटेड टू सी, अगर हम 2 लोगों को फोटो ऑफर करते हैं 10 लोगों को, 10 में से कितने लोग एक्सेप्ट करते हैं?
भैया हम ज्यादा मतलब इतना फ्रिक्वेंटली तो नहीं बोलते हैं।
जब भी
तो
बोला है आपने सबने तो
हाँ
एक्सेप्ट
तो
नहीं करनी है, जैसे मार्टी ने नहीं किया, किसी जगह रिस्पॉन्स नहीं है, तो कितना पॉजिटिव यस आता है जितने में आपने भेजे हैं आपने?
हाँ तो जैसे ये 28-30 लगाए थे ना आपने, यस, तो मान लीजिए और 5-6 को और बोला होगा, क्योंकि ऐसे ज्यादा को नहीं बोला है। जैसे
अच्छा,
अभी एक कुशा को मैं कहती हूँ कभी।
हाँ कोशिश को भी ठीक है, हाँ वो तो ठीक है, वो तो आपको जो आपको ठीक लगे। बट हाँ मतलब आपने मतलब 5-6 लोगों ने अभी तक मतलब कोई जवाब नहीं दिया या मना किया?
हाँ जैसे वो जेनिफर है,
अच्छा
वो
जेनिफर,
इंटीग्रेटेड में भी आती है, लेकिन वो जेनिफर, तो वो राहुल भैया को बोल रखा है।
अच्छा ठीक ठीक है, आप ना वो डेटा शीट पे जरा अपडेट कर दीजिएगा, एक आइडिया रहेगा, एटलीस्ट गुड नंबर टू शो कि अगर मतलब आई
डेटा
थॉट कि
शीट में वो फोटो वाले में कॉलम में
लिख
लिख रखा है ना
लिख
कि
रखा, अच्छा
नहीं,
ठीक,
नॉट एक्सेप्टेड, यस।
नॉट ये तो बहुत अच्छा है, दिस इज वेरी गुड एक्चुअली, अगर 80% करें दैट इज वेरी नाइस, मुझे लगा कि 30-40% होगा।